can just win those initiations because of the global.
I mean, as I said before, I'm looking at VG, and I think, you know, once he's able to get like the AC and then the Abyssal done, like they are going to be able to make the jumps. You know, suddenly this issue that Na'Vi had earlier of being able to make plays, it's going to be solved. You're going to have a clear way of initiating onto either sort of I mean, I think sort of the three heroes you do care about the most is just sort of the Oracle and the two main cores, right? You know, you either jump in the Oracle or you jump in the Huskar or the Jug. Yeah, you know, so he sees the Chrono out, he's having a giggle, he sees the Sonic Wave come out, he's rolling on the floor. He loves it. And more than happy for that to be dropped on him.
They used the Echo just before that too, so it's like you could see why Na'Vi was making that aggressive move forward there. And now to the next tower, because now there's no Chrono for the next engagement either. There will be an Echo fairly soon, so they will have to be careful of that. But they have vision tools in the pack. They have Rocket. They have Veno Wards. They have a lot of different tools to use versus it.
Let's see what sort of all they can go.
Have great counter initiation from Elder Titan. You have Chen. Like, you go on someone, there's gonna be ET stomping you, or just using ulti, and you have what 1, 2, 3, 4 melee heroes against Elder Titan, and this ET will be core. Like, I don't know if you understand how strong of a hero this is. Maybe, you know, I'm getting a bit of influence by Fog because I play with him lately, and he's the biggest fan of the ET.
Okay. He actually just ends up walking away as this Tiny. I mean, that's an ult wasted, as well as a Nimbus. Now they're gonna know that there's no Arena Blood. They have time. They have time to chill out. Finish up Charlie's BKB, which is that big time that they want. I mean, they might get actually a pretty big triple BKB timing on the side of NIP. The Lina, the Ursa, as well as Enigma, all going to be getting those, and there's not anything besides the Supernova that goes through. I guess Death Ward and Maledict, but check Roche. Take mid tower and scout Roche. I think if you can get a Roche spawn, you can actually get lucky around this one, and it's about 40 seconds. They can get it.
Yeah, they're going to have still a solid 35 to take it down without worrying about the Phoenix, and that should be long enough for their lineup to kill it.
They've got to get something big out of this downtime.
Or if they can find another catch.
If they can get a big kill on the Wind Ranger, or the Spectre's probably impossible, but if they can get a kill on one of these cores, maybe.
They see the hook, so they know that Collapse was over.
Hell out of the greed of Enigma. They really did. I like when I see a team really capitalize, and when they see that, it's like, okay, aggro tri-lane, smash them, like, don't give them any breathing room at all. That's exactly what they've done. I feel like it's still for Enigma is high ground defense. I feel like still fighting outside is kind of a pipe dream for them to get a full successful fight, but fighting in their base, I feel like they can still break Mud Golems a little bit here because of the nature of their heroes, just this repositioning.
Level 2 allowed him to heal up past the threshold of death. So, I was watching King R walking back to base. I should have said something so the cameraman could have seen it as well. I didn't expect Thunder God's Wrath to actually finish him off, though.
Oh, shut up, Gary. Like, you are usually the one who's missing like 50% of the kills.
I wasn't blaming anyone. I just... You know, I was just watching him on his sad walk back to base, was about to start talking about him not having a great time against this Underlord Enchantress. He's in fact going to advantage now with all of the goodies from Roshan. Cheese on Prophet. You mentioned that Refresher Shard and Orb now on the Zeus. And Ace with an Aegis. Not going to get blown up completely in these team fights. Extremum on the defensive.
We already talked about decision making from Extremum in the mid and late game. It's really not perfect. They had great opportunity to try and close out the game. They got to the mid.
Down onto Insania. Insania, he's trying to run. He's doing his best to get away, but still the battery assault from Roger. And oh, the deny. Mickey. Very, very nicely done. Tips out indeed from Insania. As Mickey able to make sure that First Blood isn't going to happen quite yet.
So patient with his attack there. Very nicely done. At bottom we see more creep manipulation, but this time maybe they get Boxy. He's dropping low.
I just don't feel like he can make aggressive rotations. He's also holding on to scale point to see how the game's gonna go probably at this point. I would just put another point in paralyzing cast.
Middle tower is under attack.
Top lane. Now Prophet and Axe. As Pugna's going to shift around, looking to try and shove these tier 1s. It's something that Extreme do exceptionally well. Enchantress, Drow Ranger, Pugna, all very capable of taking down early objectives. Scouting out Funnick, who is deforesting the right side of the map. Skewering twice, I believe, already.
That's a third
Breaking a lot
time.
of trees. Third? Oh, wow.
And he also used Quelling Blade to cut down some of the extra trees, so Treant Protector can't approach. They see it's Treant Protector 5, so they know he's going to be paired up with the Terror Blade on the bottom lane.
And they also get...
The hero.
Yeah, very interesting. And a couple of early Dire Observer wards watching out in towards that mid lane and the bottom rune spot as well. We'll see what information that can gather HellRaisers here as the bounty runes do spawn up. No real contest from either side. Spectre and Warlock are just sitting back and hiding by their tier 1, so 2 for 2 bounties. Easy as you like. And there is Aggressive Child on the Ricky down bottom. Again, left alone for the first few seconds. As when
Confident advantage now.
Oh, they see Koikfa for a second here. They have this ward on the high ground. They see both Boxy and Koikfa.
That's Koikfa with a DD though. And well, they do have Doom.
But he's
No,
got
they're not going to be
Lincoln's.
tempted for this. Oh, General. Get himself out before he's found.
They don't have... What do they have to break Lincoln's well from like when they commit forward here? It's not easy for them. The Phoenix is about to have Halberd, so they can...
Big enough. Buybacks coming out from both sides. But they continue to
the
try and
last
hold this pit. Malik, he was trying to take down the ward, but they're in with the lockdown. Yule's up. Kuman's going to be waiting on the way down with the Gust. They've got the kill. The Frit pops the ultimate, but Cyber Legacy, though, just kites it out.
They might go on him now, though. That Stone Gaze was committed. They might try to chase this out here. 6 shot in 5.
Lane break to knock him back. Jump forward from Magical. He's looking for the target, and he's found it. Doom down onto the Frit. The Frit will try and stand his ground. He's been buffed up by the Link.
Yeah, seems to be lacking damage in this early portion of the
Dire's
game.
middle tower is under attack.
While Zeus has had 2 kills off the back of his ulti. We'll have it again in a minute. And it is that kind of, you know, you said it, that
Guard, top
reactive
lane.
play. Oh, dearie me.
Amateur.
DNZ's Treant makes his arrival, so they've swapped their supports around. And look at these Dire wards, very focused on that top part of the map.
Reason, but also because you split levels. I like this hero, especially if you're running as like a core hero, is when he's
Sure.
mid, because you get this level 6 at 7 minutes, and you can easily you go to any lane and it's a kill. The Snapfire ulti that early on is always going to be a kill. But now that it's going to be side lane, it's a little bit weaker in that. You get less levels, but he's versus Morphling, so it's a weak lane. I think that's what they're trying to at least have a pressure lane that can actually slow the Morphling down, because a Mars can't do as much as a Snapfire can up top with the Nurse Spirit.
Absolutely.
I mean, we'll see. Or maybe they're just...
The Templar Assassin does come in, though. Trap to slow him down, and Nyx, he could try a TP, but he's been stomped, stunned, controlled up for a long time. The Snowball to get away from the Stormhammer, and No Fear cannot keep that mega kill streak Sven alive, and Yamich getting a lot of gold there, puts him 2/3 of the way towards Blink.
Sven is super tanky, and I love the build that he's going for. Like, this has to be one of the fastest ACs. It was 18-minute AC. That's fine.
Let's see where he does head into. Toby wants to get into mech, it looks like. Went for treads, so Greaves not going to be the perfect lined up item build for him, and yeah, he backs away as he sees the fake TP from Pylai die, and Zibe on that high ground, threatening to jump the poor little Venge. Zeus with 7,000 net worth right now. 4-star Ether Lens, this top
Misery,
lane
top
where
lane.
the actions happen. Multiple lanes breaching the ramps here of the Dire base. As Clockwork and Brewmaster are down bottom farming away. Nowhere near BKB on Brew. Lotus Orb is pretty close for Lil if he wants to skip out on buyback for it. You can feel the respect though. Windstrike, even with this massive net worth advantage, even with that third Roshan being taken into their hands.
There's a Viper versus Spectre at all. He hasn't actually seen the Spectre except for that one situation top. Yellow Submarines is playing as foreign, dominating NIP because they have no way to actually take these fights. Era, he finally has the Blink Dagger, but feels like a lot of damage has just been done. Him and Saberlight just unable to really do too much as the 3-4 in comparison. The 3-4 on the side of Yellow Ceramide feels like they're just applying so much more pressure. And I feel like when you're playing this, you know, Viper versus Spectre, you want to be the ones applying the pressure, not the reverse.
Wait, does Brood have the full Aghanim Scepter?
That's
oh
a full
my
axe,
God.
yep.
14,000 net worth. This is looking really bad for HR. Bottom and mid both coming in towards the tier 3s. Brewmaster has Blink. He's got a TP and level 2 Primal Split, but the fight is coming to your base. You are going to have to mount a defense at some point. And Spectre struggling to contend with the Broodmother down bottom.
I can try to
pretty
guess
much out
what
of
they're
mana.
talking about right now.